Hello, Grant and gang. Mr. McNichol here again. I've got another story for you today. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Japan. We're going to go to Japan and we are going to have one of my favorite kinds of story. We are going to have a kamishibai story. Kamishibai. It's a picture story from Japan. And this story is about two tengu. Now, tengu are goblins, and these ones are long nosed goblins. You can see their noses are very, very long. So here we go. Mukashi, Mukashi. A long time ago in old Japan, there lived at the top of a mountain two tengu. There was a blue-nosed, long-nosed tengu and a red long-nosed tengu. Now, the blue tengu, the blue goblin, oh, he was a happy chap. He was always smiling, always laughing, always had a good word to say. But the red tengu, the red goblin, oh, he was grumpy. He was grumpier than grumpy could be. He always saw the bad in everything. Always grumbling and always complaining. One day, the red goblin, he was very annoyed. He said, "Well, my auntie who lives on the next hill over is very unwell. How unthoughtful of her. I'll need to go and visit her now. It's a long way to go." "Oh, well, give her my best wishes," said the blue goblin. And off went the red goblin. Now, as the blue goblin sat alone on top of the mountain, he took a little sniff here, he took a little sniff there, and all of a sudden he could smell something wonderful. He could smell cherry blossom, beautiful flowers. He started to rub his nose. As he rubbed his nose grew longer and longer and longer. "I'll send my nose down the hillside to find out what smells so good," he said to himself. His nose travelled down the hillside, through the forest, over the river, all the way to the royal palace. Now, the princess and her maidens that morning had unpacked beautiful material, beautiful silk material to make kimono from. And they had packed the material with petals of cherry blossom. And this is what the goblin could smell. His nose appeared before them. "Oh," they said, "look at that. That pole will be perfect to hang the material on, and so we can choose which to make our kimonos from." And so they tied the material on to the blue goblin's nose. But that started to itch his nose. Oh, he said, oh, my nose. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'd better get it back. And so he rubbed his nose again, and his nose began to go back up the mountain, with the material still attached. The princess and her maiden shouted, "Bring back our material," but too late. Back over the river, through the forest, up the mountainside, all the way back to the blue goblin. "Oh, look at my nose," he said. "Some kind people have decorated it with the most beautiful of material. Wait until my friend the red goblin sees this." But when he returned, the red goblin was even grumpier. He said, "Oh, how considerate of my auntie. She got better before I arrived. What a waste of time that was. And where did you get that beautiful material for your nose?" "Oh, well, I could just smell some beautiful cherry blossom," said the blue goblin, "and so I sent my nose down the mountain. Somebody decorated it for me." Said the red goblin. He was determined to have a nose as beautiful as the blue goblin's. The next day, the blue goblin got word that his auntie wasn't well. "Oh, I must go and see her. I must go and see her immediately." And so off he hurried. The red goblin, he sat there, and he sniffed to the north. He sniffed to the south. He sniffed to the east. He sniffed to the west. But all the small smells that they were terrible. "Ugh, this is no use," he said, and he became very impatient. "I know what, I'll just send my nose down into the valley to find something anyway to decorate it." He began to rub his nose. He rubbed it, and his nose began to grow and grow and grow, longer and longer, down the side of the mountain, through the forest, across the river, all the way to the royal palace. He said, "I'll find something good after all. I'm sure to. But that day, at the royal palace, it was indeed the prince and his friends who were practicing their fighting skills with swords and wooden poles. When they saw the Red Goblin's nose approach, the prince shouted, "Look, look! Attack, attack!" The prince and his friends, they ran forward and started to batter and bash the Red Goblin's nose with their swords and poles. They tied a rope on it and began to swing on it. "Whee! Whee! This is great fun," they shouted. "Woohoo!" Up on the mountain, the Red Goblin, "Oh, my nose," he said. "Someone is battering and bashing my nose." Oh. He started to rub it as fast as he could, and his nose began to disappear back across the river, through the forest, up the mountainside, and all the way back to him. He looked at the state of his nose. "Oh, my poor nose, it's all broken and bashed. Oh, oh, oh." When the Blue Goblin returned back, he saw the Red Goblin. He said, "My friend, but what happened to your nose?" "Oh," said the Red Goblin, "I should have been more patient and waited for a good smell." "Don't worry," said the Blue Goblin. "Look, I have plenty of material on my nose to share with you." And he took off some of the material and tied it on to the Red Goblin's nose. And for once the Red Goblin smiled and said, "Oh, thank you, my friend." And that is the story of the Red and the Blue Goblins. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little kamishibai story today. And what I'll do is, in a minute, I'm going to tell you how you can make your own kamishibai. So, enjoy stories, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye for now, everyone.